Our next presenter, when you hear a name, certain things come to your mind instantly. Here was a person who had already had success in corporate America, very successful, but saw Advocare, and being the type of personality that he is, he had to analyze, critique, research Advocare to see if it may be a fit, and then wound up falling in love with Advocare, and has built this thing this last year to a diamond distributorship from the state of Florida. Help me welcome Bob Ferngren.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's
I am jacked up sideways. I got you, Johnny. I got to tell you something. Thank you, Lord, for not putting me right behind Johnny. But then Rebecca started crying, and I'm going, oh my gosh, now Rebecca's emotional. But, first of all, I want to give God all the glory, because I stood in this building. It wasn't quite this. I feel like Joel Osteen, by the way. I stood in this building in January, and I said, I will be a diamond. But you know what, guys? I said that 2 years ago, and it literally took me another year and a half to get it done. So stick and stay, believe, begin, become. But I'm also awash with gratitude right now, and I think about my mentors, the Bajars and the Pharaohs, and their yes, and I'm always grateful for their yes, and I'll always be grateful for your yes. I think about my wife making me come to Success School. I think about my amazing team that, I got them in a room at last Success School, and I said, we're going to do this. Do you want to go? And I thought it was going to happen in October, and so I'm planning and all that, and I get home and I look at the numbers and I go, we're going to do it this pay period. They were so jacked up. We got in qualification in that 3-weeker, and of course, I'm sitting there sweating, thinking I got to finish it in a 2-weeker. And we blew the roof off of it in the 2-weeker. So my team, props to you guys. You guys absolutely rock. I so do appreciate you. But when I got this pin, I love our corporate team. I love the fact that Richard and Sherry said yes, but they said yes for 6 more years. They're taking us where we're going. Thank you, God, for Richard and Sherry. But when I got my pin, they start texting you in the morning, and my head's all blown up when we got it done. But hey, we want to do a corporate event. We'll come to town and award you, and this will be real special. And it took me about 24 hours. And I call it a God text when you get a good idea. I got one of those God texts, and I said, I want to honor not only the Regis family, but Charlie's legacy. See, I never met Charlie. I came in the company after Charlie, and I've heard all these wonderful stories about Charlie, and the God text was this: have his first yes give you your pin. So Norma Gillespie came to Orlando and gave me my pin. Your first yes means a whole lot, and my first yes is still sitting up there. That's a big deal, guys. But where Advocare finds me is, I'm busy. My wife has me try this Spark one morning. I said, what is that stuff? She says, I have no idea. You just need to do it. And I was married for a very long time at that point, so I was used to doing what I was told to do. So I drank it and went for a run, and I can remember where I was at on that run when that Spark kicked in. And you know what? Spark still works the same way today as it did back then. Amazing. Well, my long story short is I get on a few of the products. I end up dropping 38 pounds, 4 belt sizes in about 7 weeks. I've kept that weight off now the entire time by staying on the core products. I love being in my skinny jeans. But truthfully, I just love feeling great. Just feeling great. Most people you guys see don't even remember what it's like to feel great. I was on the phone with a wonderful woman who's actually here a couple of weeks ago up in Buffalo, and she'd been on Spark for 3 days, and she said, my brain's working again. I don't have to say, huh, what did you say? Amazing products. But when Advocare finds us, I wasn't looking for another business opportunity. I was actually running 5 different businesses at the time, and I'm the past president of several national restaurant companies. chances are I may have gotten some of you in the shape you're in. Because my idea on nutrition was just to put more French fries on the plate because that's what filled it up. But my wife was all into this thing, and she'd actually gone to Success School 3 times without me. But those 5 businesses that I was running were actually running me. And a little, you know, if I could take the story back a little bit further, when we came into Advocare, we had absolutely no debt. We paid cash for the home we lived in. Had never balanced a checkbook. We always had more money than month. That's a little weird for an Advocare story, isn't it? But those 5 businesses were not only running me and taking up all of my time, but my name was on 4 of them, so I was funding shortfalls. I was funding shortfalls, you know, out of credit cards and home equity loans and things like that. And very quickly, I went from a balance sheet in life that was very heavy on assets, never really even thinking about money, to being suddenly deeply hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And truthfully, I didn't handle it well. It was the worst time of my life. Personally and professionally, I lost my marriage. And it was just a mess. And every morning, I'm praying for something to work while I'm taking Spark and drinking these meal replacement shakes and opening all these packs, and I'm praying. It's right there the whole time. The first 2 years, I don't even know if you could call me a hobbyist. I was taking the products, and I loved them. And I was told, you got to get to Success School. And, you know, when I came to my first Success School, you know, we were doing okay. We were probably making $1,500, $2,000 a month in Advocare, and that was okay. But because of the mess I was in, I was looking for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's the deal, guys. I saw people making hundreds of thousands of dollars, just like you've seen. In my first Success School, I had a gentleman by the name of Mike Farrell sitting here, a gentleman by the name of Distributor sitting here. They're both diamonds. One of them's in qualification for platinum. And I had a gentleman with long blonde hair, a little bit scraggly, kind of a Miami Vice look, by the name of Mark Lightgibb sitting right in front of me. Who would know that those men would shape so much of my life and mentor me the way they did? But I saw Mark get up, and he talked and told his story. And here's what I said. I'm not all that smart, to be honest with you. I said, if that guy can do it, I can do it. I just got to figure out what he's doing. And truthfully, it still took me about another year to, you know, kind of de-corporatize, humble myself, learn this business. But you know what? I kept coming back to Success School. I stayed in a hotel here with 4 or 5 guys because the money was gone, and I kept coming back to Success School. And I got to tell you the truth, in that valley, which, by the way, my valley had a basement in it, the people who lifted me up are in this room, and you know who you are. It wasn't people in my church. They didn't know what to do. It wasn't people. It wasn't even my extended family members. It was people in this room. I owe you, so I'll never give up. And so, but you know, once I got it, though, I got it. You know, and then the income began to double every 6 months, and, you know, now I'm standing up in front of all of you guys because, you know, from August to September, I gave myself a $20,000 raise. Made $15,000 in August and then $35,000 in September. That's pretty cool money, isn't it? And then, you know, average between $20,000 and $25,000 a month since then. But here's even the better news. I can see a 7-figure income. And I'll take you back to why that is, because I have absolute proof that it can be done. The proof is in this room. And so all I got to do now is figure out what that guy's doing. Why is he making $1 million? And I'm going to make $1 million. I'll just do what they did. I don't have to reinvent a single thing. I just have to follow the system. But there's 3 things that made a huge difference in my journey. And number 1 is your purpose. And Christy McGuyan does an awesome job about talking about your purpose and unpackaging your purpose. And you know, the way I talk about purpose is I talk about you've got to be in love with your purpose. And your purpose, and when I think about love, I think about commitment, and a commitment that's never broken. My initial purpose for doing Advocare is that I wanted my 3 adult children to be proud of their dad again. You know, they'd seen me on top of the mountaintop, and by God, they were going to see me there again. You know, I'm in my 50s, so here's the choice: Social Security or $100,000 a month. I'll take the $100,000 a month. I'm okay with that. And you know, along that journey too, you know, I found my purpose. And because I had felt the sting of debt, my purpose became that I was going to help thousands of people get out of that bondage. And that's what gets me out of bed in the morning. I don't sell Advocare, I sell hopes and dreams. I don't sell Spark, I get into people's lives. And I got real passionate about it. Another thing I'm passionate about, and I'll wrap it up real quick, is the basics. I mean, I love what Jason Pinnell says. Take product, talk to people, and invite them to see more. The only variable, we talked about variable the other day, is the one in the middle. How many people you want to talk to? You can be back up on this stage too. And then the last thing I'll tell you that's absolutely critical, if you're serious, you will be here in July. And let me tell you why, because you need to make a commitment before you leave here. Because when you leave here, people are going to be asking you, well, what was it like? And you already know you can't put into words what you've experienced here. You need to have such a commitment when you go back, go, it was so impressive. I learned so many things. I made so many new relationships. I learned how to do this business. I've already signed up, and you're going with me. You make that commitment. People will see that in your eyes, all these wonderful things that these other trainers have poured into you, and you will absolutely become, and you will be on this stage next time. God bless every single one of you. I can't wait to see you in July. Thank you, brother.
I got a feeling.